Hello and welcome to another Warcraft the audio commentary. Today we're going to be looking at something you probably haven't seen before. This map is Ghost Lake 1.3, but let's go ahead and introduce the players really quickly before we look at the map. We do have Quanzi spawning in as the red orc on the right side of the map, going up against Kenshin spawning as the blue human on the left side of the map. My co-caster Bidoux Jr.
Hey man, what's up? Okay, first of all, I know this map is really common in Chinese leagues.
Yes.
And both these players are really familiar with it, but what am I looking at here, man?
Well, it's quite an interesting map. You may notice right off the bat there's a lot of water on this map. It's called Ghost Lake. It's revolving around the idea that there's a map. This may be the only competitive map currently, or perhaps ever, that uses goblin shipyards, which means they have boats on this map. Boats are like zeppelins, but they're for the water. Pretty obvious. If you haven't seen that, then you're going to probably see that this game. There are two expansions you can get to without using a boat. As you can see, I'm just kind of looking at those right now, this one and this one. And there are two that you can get to, but you have to use a boat. This one down here has an crazy creep too, an enraged jungle sucker. It's a level 9 creep, and a level 6 creep, and a level 5 creep. As you can see, that level 9 is absolutely terrifying, but if you can get here, then hey, there you go. And of course, the bottom gold mines are separated by trees, so if you go to one, you do need to boat to the other because there's too many trees to really cut down effectively to get to the other one. And pretty much that's about it. In the middle of the map, you can see that of course there is more stuff that you can get to only by boat. That is 2 mercenary camps, a fountain of health, which is an odd choice, and a shop. So there you go. I mean, one of the big issues on this map that you do always have to be considerate of, just so you know, if you think about it, is that if you take a boat over here, right, say to the mercenary camps or the fountain of health, more often you'll see it happen at the fountain of health. One player can kill your boat, and if you don't have a TP, you're stuck. That is literally being shipwrecked in Warcraft 3.
This is so weird. I've never seen this map played. I never even knew that it really existed. I know that the Chinese scene has a lot of new maps that the foreign scene doesn't use at all or doesn't even know about. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of them. And yeah, I'm very interested to see if they have their own creep patterns. I see Kenshin's going Archmage, creeping out the Goblin Laboratory. He's going to get a quick level 2, and I wonder if he's going to try an Expo, but I mean, Quanzi's coming over here to harass. Seems like he knew this is coming. Just tempted to wonder what's going to happen. He clearly isn't going to barracks. He's going to put up a war mill and tech to tier 2 really quickly and just put up some harassment. Interesting.
Yeah, air units are great on this map, obviously for the same reason that boats are. There is, and you can get zeppelins as well at this laboratory right here. So when I say boat, air boat too, but yeah, so you do have your ability to get zeppelins, but boats are pretty common as well. Of course, they are fairly effective. The only problem is they can only go over water. Kind of an issue.
Yep, and Kenshin noticing, hey, this blade's doing a lot of damage to me. I'm pretty sure he might do that route, so Kenshin going to tech up too. I think if he took an Expo, it would have been really risky, just because, you know, Quanzi can... What's up?
Well, I would say that I wouldn't say an Expo is necessarily too risky. There is only one Blade Master on the map, and if he takes the top Expo right here as natural, then he is very, very, very far from Quanzi's base. I mean, absolutely. Look at the distance. You can't even go straight there. You have to go around. It is a very, very long distance away, and it's a very easy creep to do as well. It's a level 5 crab, a level 3 crab, and then just 2 level 4 turtles. So it's not anything difficult. You can creep that out with Militia very easily. But of course,
Quanzi putting up 2 watchtowers at his base.
Well, he is teching.
Yeah.
The cool thing, or perhaps the interesting thing, is just look at this Quanzi's base build. As you can see, this map, it's so very open, and he's got these burrows just all over the place, those watchtowers all over the place. I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea, even on this map, but of course, blocking yourself off in the space is fairly awkward, so you gotta do something.
I wonder if he might build tier 2 buildings and block off the towers and burrows.
That could be a possibility. I would honestly expect him to build the tier 2 buildings up out of the way somewhere, because there is so much space, and it would be very difficult to scout that if he does do that, and it'd make it harder to cancel them, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
And I wonder if he's going to get that tower down. Quanzi's already hit tier 2. He's got the economy for tier 2 buildings and a hero. I wonder what he's going to do. He's going to go Shadow Hunter, and... Kenshin not really, he's doing a lot of damage on that tower, making Quanzi spend a lot of his resources repairing it.
Yeah, mainly the wood.
Yeah, a big factor there is Quanzi spending a lot of wood on repairing. And the Blade Master is going to take the long route to go, or maybe he's going to go to the shop. He's going to go to the shop. Wow.
Yeah, that shop up there, the only one that's accessible by land, and as you can see, very far away. He's probably going to pick up a Staff of Teleportation as well. This map is very, very large. Running time is a big deal, and as you can see, that bestiary is trying to be built, but it's probably going to go down right now. There's that Staff of Teleportation. He is coming down here to a TP. Oh, he messes it up. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That is really unfortunate. Did he move? I guess he moved.
Yeah, it takes a 3-second TP, so... And it's one of those things where normally if you use a scroll of teleportation, that's a 5 seconds TP. And if you try to move during that, obviously you don't move. But if you try to move during the Staff of Teleportation, then it will cancel it. So there's probably just a little mistake right there.
Reaxuanzi here now, and same with the Beastmaster now for Kenshin. Trying to really take down the tower. It's going to go down definitely. And at the same time, Reaxuanzi's going to take down 2 footmen. Oh, maybe that tower's going to take it down, which won't give him XP.
Yeah, taking several hits.
But
yeah. As you can see, the problem here for Reaxuanzi at this point is that he doesn't have really a lot of wood. He's down to 243 wood. That's enough.
Kenshin putting down 2 Griffin Aviaries.
Yeah, again.
So weird. I think he thinks that he's going to try to go Wyvern, so he might counter with D-Hawks.
Yeah, Dragonhawks would be a great counter. And again, this is such a good map for air units just because of the design, the layout. And this map, you will probably see more air units than ever. And that does make the Beastmaster having a double effect on this map because, of course, Quill Beasts are very, very effective against air units.
Yep.
And you can tell that, especially light air units, medium and light air units, the Quill Beasts do a lot of damage to. And now we can see that it looks like Reaxuanzi's trying to creep out his laboratory right here, going ahead and hexing that Makrura Snapper. I'm not sure if that's how you're supposed to say the name, but Makrura?
Makrura, yeah. Oh, and the AM getting hexed. Gonna do some damage. It's gonna TP out. Wow. And at the same time, Reaxuanzi's gonna put up a Spirit Lodge. I don't think he's gonna go for air.
Yeah, he might not be. If he's going straight just for the Spirit Lodge, if he's going for the standard build, that would also work versus Dragonhawk Riders, no problem.
That would work very well. I think he might have just metagamed Kenshin.
He might have been able to do that, especially if we do start seeing Dragonhawk Riders out, then that's probably what Kenshin will be having thoughts. I don't know if he saw that Spirit Lodge going up, though. If he did, then he'll be alerted to this, because he was in that base, and I'm not quite sure if he saw it or not.
Yeah, and he also put up an Arcane Sanctum. I was curious, as I thought he would cancel maybe that second Griffin Aviary. Maybe he forgot, or he thinks he needs it. Not really pumping anything out of it. Still at 29 food.
Yeah, who do you see that Zeppelin? Nice pickup on the Beastmaster. And one Dragonhawk Rider is out currently, so I mean, it looks like that's what he's going for.
Yeah, I think he's just going to scout. I think he's going to play it safe. The Arcane Sanctum was canceled. I think he's going to go scout what he's doing and then figure out where he should go from there, because he's got 2 Griffin Aviaries and a Barracks on tier 2. He can only make Dragonhawk Riders.
Yeah, you need tier 3 for the Griffins, I believe, right?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yes. And a Blacksmith in tier 3 for Knights, right? So, so yeah, he's really stuck on Dragonhawk Riders. He's going to pump 2 right now, and I don't know, he's stuck to Footmen and Dragonhawk Riders with no scout of really what his opponent's doing. Yeah,
and here's the interesting thing. He does have that Zeppelin, and he could potentially come down here and expand at this very well-protected expansion slot if he could do that. The problem is that he probably couldn't creep that expansion out. Maybe he could do that though I take that back. If he uses Dragonhawk Riders, he could kill these. I don't believe they can attack air.
What is at the creep?
Well, it is, you have a sea giant hunter, and it's just going to be able to attack air. It's level 5. You have a level 6 elder jungle stalker, and it's just going to attack melee units. I don't think any of those can attack air. And then you have your enraged jungle stalker, which is level 9. And again, I don't think it can attack air. So if he's using Dragonhawk Riders to expand, that would be incredibly clever.
It would, yeah, and you see he's going double Arcane Sanctum. I don't think they're going to get canceled. These are going to go up. And Dragonhawk Rider Caster, it's going to be nasty.
And I definitely think you're right. I think that he was expecting Mass Wind Riders from Reaxuanzi. Reaxuanzi was playing like he was going to get them. And those Dragonhawk Riders, I think as soon as he saw that Spirit Lodge, he said, you know what? I don't need too many Dragonhawk Riders, but I can use them effectively. Perhaps if he goes down and creeps that out and gets an expansion down there, it would be a very well-protected and unexpected expansion because just how powerful that creep is. I don't think Quanzi would be expecting him to creep it out. It would take quite some time just to kill it, even with just 3 Dragonhawk Riders, even if they don't take any damage. So we'll have to see, but of course those casters now are on their way. That shop is being rebuilt, and we can tell that both players are just creeping up right now. Level 1 on the Blade Master, level 1 on the Shadowhunter as well. But
Quanzi might be going for a push here, bringing those peons.
Yeah, and he's researching pillage right now as well. So it looks like he's just trying to kill some burrows, or not burrows, I'm sorry, buildings, while basically Kenshin doesn't have any ground army.
Yeah, have you noticed that Quanzi has 2 shops?
He does? Oh, he does, you're right, yes. He might have been putting one up, and when he thought he was going to lose the other, that might have been
and forgot to cancel. Yeah, we see a huge engage. Beastmaster getting ensnared at the base, picked up by the Zeppelin. Really nice micro there, and Quanzi's going to lose 2, maybe 3 raiders. Yeah, 3 raiders.
Oh, that was 3?
Yeah, there's one that died before we.
Okay. Yeah, a nice dispel right there. Going to pick off 2 water elementals. And yeah, we can see that this Spirit Walker is going to go down. Not going to get put into Ethereal form. It might have been on cooldown. There's a Hex on the Beastmaster. The Beastmaster does go down. And now we can see another Spirit Walker going to go down, being picked off by these Dragonhawk Raiders. And another Raider probably going to fall as well right here.
Quanzi not really doing that much damage. He's losing a lot of units. He lost all his Spirit Walkers and three of his Raiders. He's about to lose that Shadowhunter. He's blocking it. Is he going to get it out? I think it's going to go down. He's got the mana to wave it. I think it's 75, right? Or no, it's not. It's 90 or something.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but I do believe it's about 95.
Yeah, and that Shadowhunter goes down, and Blade Master going to start trying to do work. If he gets slowed, he's going to be in a lot of damage. He has to win-walk out. Yeah, he's going to win-walk out, and he's going to lose some peons. Not a bad trade on Kenshin's part.
Well, it was an excellent play by Kenshin. He just completely dominated that fight. The only thing he lost was the Beastmaster. That's not really an issue for him. Not when you kill pretty much everything else that your opponent has. The entire army started out really strong for Quanzi, but he lost the hero. Both players lost the hero. Shadowhunter and the Beastmaster lost 4 or 5 Raiders, and both of his Spirit Walkers. I think he's lost a grand total of 3 Spirit Walkers. We just saw one dying right there at the tavern.
Yeah, and now Kenshin's in a really good spot. He knows what his opponent is doing. He knows what he should do to counter it, and Casters is a really good counter, especially considering he has the Archmage Beastmaster. It's almost turning into pretty standard. I don't think he's going to use the Griffin Aviaries, but he can certainly continue pumping Casters and be in really good shape.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be it looks very standard. If this game goes on for very long, then we might see some incredibly off-standard stuff. Of course, this map just sets up that very well. But this map, something I didn't really mention earlier, was considering that you have this very direct path that is very clear to your opponent on this map, as you can see, it really does allow for a lot of standard aggression, like what we saw. But it also, considering the rest of the map, it's just one tiny little strip of the map that probably sees the majority of the early game play, and mainly because of how difficult it is to get expansions up on this map. It's not necessarily that they're far away. I mean, they are far away from your opponent's base, not too far from your own. But again, that can pose a problem with this direct path between the 2 bases. So it can basically say, let's say that Kenshin goes for an expansion up at the top at his natural, then he's going to have a problem defending that as well as his main base, because if you can only be in one spot, and as you can see around the map, it's a big circle. So if you're like in one spot, you can't run directly down to your base. You have to run around that circle unless you have air units such as a Zeppelin.
I'm very curious why that Goblin Laboratory drops a Watcher Ward. I mean, I don't think your opponent will be going over to that side unless he's flanking. Is that what it's for?
Well,
it's for flanks?
I think there's 2 benefits for that. One, yeah, of course, there's that flanking is always an issue. And 2 is that if your opponent decides to come use the Goblin Laboratory, right, to pick up a Zeppelin to harass your expansion, or to jack you in the middle if you're in the middle with a boat, having that ward there could be a very, very powerful thing indeed.
Oh, okay, so maybe it's just a balance. It's just it's very odd.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a balance issue for the map. I think without that ward, this map would potentially be a little bit harder to play on.
Yeah, and a lot more funner to watch.
Well, I think it's pretty fun to watch right now. But we do have this engagement going underway right now. We do see some ensnares going on to this Archmage right now. A dispel, he did have invisibility, going to get dispelled as well. Getting these ensnares, keeping them on there. He's going to be forced to go ahead and TP. Cannot be picked up by the Zeppelin while you are ensnared.
Is it going to get hexed? Oh, he does TP it out.
Shadowhunter goes down.
Shadowhunter might go down. Yep. Wow, down.
So both players
Tentacles.
are focusing firing heroes right there. And just so you know, again, if you don't know this, when you are ensnared and you are invisible, whoever has ensnared you has sight of you, and that means you can be chain ensnared. So Quanzi, really good micro right there, and of course those dispels on the invisibility just in case that he was messed up the ensnare micro, but he didn't, and it worked out really well for him. But he did lose his Shadow Hunter. So that
I was curious if he was going to hex that Archmage. I think a hex would have killed it, and probably done a lot more damage for Kwanzi in the long run because, you know, he wouldn't have a way out, and he could just hit on Kenshin's units. But Kenshin right now going to go straight for the base. I don't blame him. His enemy's on the other side of the base, and I think Kwanzi's going to do the same thing and try to force a TP because he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Kwanzi with the Raiders is going to be able to take out those Arcane Sanctums, no problem. They won't be defended, and we're going to have to see a TP come in from Kenshin, I think, certainly. Well, I take that back, actually, because really look at the exposed nature of Kwanzi's base.
It's really exposed. Kenshin can get a lot of free burrows, take out that TP, and maybe even the altar, which is going to take out the Shadow Hunter. He's going to get the altar before the Shadow Hunter gets out, which is so huge.
Yeah, down.
Yeah, wow. Now, Kwanzi forced to either rebuild the altar or
probably
Tavern res, but that's all his money almost.
Yeah, well, as you can see right now, the Kwanzi's in a bit more trouble of that because, as you can see, his Watchtower has gone down. He's going to lose every one of these burrows without a doubt at this point. There's no way he's going to keep those alive. Even if he TP'd right now, they would probably all go down. And there's a bear out. He did go ahead and skill bear at level 3 for that Beastmaster.
And Kenshin building 2 towers in Kwanzi's base. I think Kwanzi needs to go home.
We might be seeing a base trade right now. I'm not sure, but I don't know. Kwanzi's not going to have the better end of this deal, really. But he does have Raiders. He does have Pillage, so he is getting resources from attacking these bases. And if he can, and he does have up here at the top, we can see he's building burrows up there. He may very well be doing that for 2 reasons. Of course, one is that he needs the supply, but 2, he could be doing that to hide the burrows and go while he base trades.
I mean, Kenshin's gonna think, hey, wow, he has no burrows.
Here comes Kenshin's TP.
Yep, wow, Kenshin thinking, I did my job.
Back out.
Really nice. Oh, and Kenshin gonna lose his Spellbreaker and D-Hawk there. Are they gonna get ensnared? Oh, they get away. Oh, no, not the...
Spellbreaker has ensnared. The Dragonhawk Rider turning around, coming back into this fight. A bit of an odd choice to come back into the fight if he gets ensnared.
I think it was a misclick.
No, it looks like he was trying to do it right there. It's kind of... I'm not sure, but we're going to see that Raider being picked off by that tower. That'd be right as it dies. And of course, these Raiders are... One Raider is slowed. We do have at least one Raider right here. Going to go ahead and get an ensnare off on this Spellbreaker as Kenshin comes right back into this fight.
Yep, probably going to pick up that... Yeah, he's definitely going to pick up the Spellbreaker. Pretty good. I mean, he is building the burrows. 5 burrows up there, which are not going to be scouted.
Yeah, not
at least not very soon.
And as you can see, is it still he needs that supply still so he can tavern his hero back. And he has plenty of resources right now, but he's probably going to lose his stronghold right here, as you can see. So it looks like this might be devolving into one of those situations where we have base trading going on.
Yeah, and I mean, Raiders are great to base trade with.
Exactly, especially with Pillage.
Yep.
The issue will be, will Kwanzi's buildings get scouted, but there goes his stronghold. It does go down. He does have that Blade Master currently in Kenshin's base, going straight for peasants, killing quite a few of them so far already. And about to hit level 5 on his Blade Master. He does have a Claws of Attack +6 and a Slippers of Agility with 3 agility right there, and some Boots of Speed. Looks like Kenshin going to go ahead and pick up those peasants. 4 peasants left alive in his base, picked them up in the Zeppelin, and he doesn't have a TP, so
and he's bringing those peons up, and the bear's going to follow them. He's going to find the burrows.
Well, that'll be okay, I think, because there's just a bunch of summons up here. And what he can do is just go ahead and put those... Well, or I was going to say he could put the peons in the burrows to save them from the...
Is he going to do it?
But he's just losing. He's just losing all of the peons.
He's losing them.
This is a really unfortunate thing for Kwanzi. But up here, you can see Kwanzi is expanding at Kenshin's natural.
Wow, very odd. I mean, he did need to build
any stronghold back at his main as well.
In such a weird place.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think he's doing right here is trying to convince Kenshin to not go scout for his other expansion, for the expansion he's going for. I think by leading, he might have even been intentionally leading the units to his burrows up there, because, and the reason that I think he might have been doing that is for 2 reasons. One, I think he did want to put his peons into the burrows to deal with those units, and I think if he had done that, he would have been in obviously much better shape right now. But for 2, I think that since it's a directly cross-spawn from Kenshin, the way Kenshin would move to get to that is by going towards Kwanzi's original base to scout this as he moves up to kill those burrows, and that would mean that he wouldn't be scouting where Kwanzi's actually trying to expand.
Yeah, and another thing is the Blade Master killed almost every peasant in Kenshin's base. So Kenshin has no way of mining right now. He's still not even mining.
No, he's fine right now. As you can see, he's finally got this farm block, so he's finally blocked off. Now the question will be, will we be picking up a Zeppelin for Quanzi? Because if he gets up a Zeppelin, that would be good. Of course, there's a watch reward right here. It does reveal invisible units in Quanzi's Blade Master. As he went for that, gonna go ahead and get scouted, and gonna have to try to run away. He is almost level 5 though. Look at that.
The D-Hawk! He went across towards the shop and he didn't scout straight up.
Yeah, that's
Quanzi's
unfortunate.
Expo still hasn't been scouted.
So really good play by Quanzi, just trying to control the map, trying to control subliminally trying to control the way that Kenshin is scouting on this map. As you can see, as soon as he starts to move up, I think he's getting ready to go ahead and say, I'll break on your buildings just to keep you from going up that way. But we'll see, and there's now a water elemental that's been cast invisibility on it, scouting up. Will that scout up there? We will have also a Quilbeast on their way. Full summons. Looks like they're about to scout this expansion.
Yep. And, I mean, there's enough army there to defend it.
Here is, yep, it's scouted right now. We do have those 2 Dragonhawk Riders now going for it, as well as this Quilbeast, and the rest of the army coming up as well. Gonna go ahead and see an ensnare on this Dragonhawk Rider, and he's just gonna go ahead and try to kill this thing, kill as much as he can right here with his army. Gonna go ahead and cancel his expansion. A little bit unfortunate right there. Gonna try to run his army away. Going to clearly lose at least 1 Spirit Walker right there. Gonna go ahead and turn all of those Spirit Walkers into corporeal form. He does have the stronghold up at his main. Gonna go ahead and be mining from that gold mine with just 2 peons, but really, I mean, that's not a great position to be in, because that's, again, that what an odd position for the stronghold. You know, honestly, I don't think he should have done that, really, but
it's like not effective at all.
Yeah, it's just way too far away.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Quanzi in a really, really bad spot.
Quanzi just kind of giving up on mining, I think, is what's kind of happened. I think that expansion was his last-ditch effort for getting gold. Not really the worst spot, but we do have, once again, actually, we have Quanzi picking up his Zeppelin. Going to go ahead and get into this base, killing all those peasants, except for one that's currently on wood that he can't see, and going for the lumber mill right now. He's level 5 on that Blade Master.
Yeah, and I mean, Kenshin's going to kill every single burrow.
Yeah, but this is a great spot for Quanzi at this point. The only thing that Kenshin has right now that's going for him is that he has a TP. But other than that, we can see that these raiders, if they can go ahead and kill this keep, if he just starts doing a bunch of damage to this keep, and just over time kill that, the second that he can kill that and Quanzi goes on the offense, or I'm sorry, not Quanzi, but Kenshin goes on the offense, then Quanzi will be able to kill everything that Kenshin has, all these buildings, very quickly with just raiders.
Oh, and he's going to go for the main. He's going to have to leave, though. He won't be able to get it in time, but
lose a raider.
He's definitely going to lose a raider, yeah, but not a bad trade. I mean, as soon as that main does go down, you're right. Quanzi's going to have full access to hit and runs.
Yeah, and even with all those sorceresses, it's not going to be enough because Quanzi's buildings are going to take much longer to kill. And I think if Quanzi plays this smart, I think what he's going to do is he's got a Zeppelin sitting over here near Kenshin's base. And I think all he needs to do right here is really take that Zeppelin back to his base, put a peon in it, put a peon down here, which is basically right about here, which is down there by the gold mines at the bottom. You see what I'm talking about? Where they have that long strip. You just put a peon right there. You can build a stronghold right there. It'll take so long for Kenshin to scout that, and actually he won't really be able to do very much about it. So even if he tries to kill all the buildings that are right here on Quanzi's base, then what he's going to have to do, he's going to have to basically split his army or something. He's just not going to be able to deal with all of that and deal with protecting his base from raiders all at the same time. I just don't think it's going to be possible. Oh, will the Blade Master go down into Zeppelin over the trees?
Oh, no. Dragonhawk's attacking it. Dragonhawk's attacking it. And he drops the blade.
Oh, it dropped the blade.
Wow.
Oh, that was so close.
So lucky. That was honestly going to be game deciding.
If he had lost that Blade Master right there, he would have lost the game. If you don't know, if you lose a Zeppelin over trees, whatever units are in it die.
Dies
any
instantly.
Unpathable units, like if the unit can't stand where it's right below it, the Zeppelin, then it dies. It doesn't bounce it around, it just kills it, and the experience goes to your opponent. So killing a level 5 Blade Master would have given level 5 Archmage, and honestly at this point I think we should see Kenshin trying to creep something. He's like literally
trying to hit something.
6 experience away from leveling 5 on that Archmage.
Yeah, and another thing is he had a huge advantage with that Zeppelin dropping the blade like that. He should have. I noticed he went up to go to get the raiders, and in a way, Quanzi wants that because he'll just run away, and then that takes away the army from the main base, which Quanzi was doing work on. So
indeed.
Quanzi still hasn't remade that Shadow Hunter. I don't know if it's because
Oh, he's
there
been
he goes.
supply
Yep.
blocked. Yeah, so
Yep.
there it is. And he finally got the burrows up. He's mining from this expansion, his main right now. I mean, if we look at the gold, we can see that Kenshin really only up about 500 gold, maybe 1,800 gold or something like that. But probably 800 gold up. That's been mined out of the gold mines, despite the fact that Kenshin was able to kill Quanzi's main and prevent Quanzi from mining for so long, which is just remarkable that Kenshin only has such a small lead from the way this game's been played. I mean, Quanzi
At the
has
same
just done
time,
so good.
Quanzi's blade, yeah, he did kill a lot of peasants at the main base.
Yeah, that
a
Blade
lot
Master's
of
getting
peasants.
really close to level 6, if that's what you're about to say.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yes.
this is very
And
close to level 6.
that's pretty scary. I think Quanzi giving 2 dots right now, and that face because he's wondering, this is such a weird game.
I think
Like,
it might
just-
have been that he lost these raiders. I think he didn't mean to put them in the human's base.
Oh,
I
that's
think it
it.
might have
Oh
been a
my god,
mask,
yeah,
too.
and he's gonna lose that raider. Did he lose all 4 raiders?
No, he has one raider up at the top of the map. I think he might have just misclicked that or something. I'm not really sure what happened. But here's something interesting. Have you seen a level 9 Storm Reaver Warlock?
No.
You know the map. There's a map on 2v2, and it's basically a water map. And you have 4 expansions right there in the middle. It's very close. It's a 2v2 map.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know the name
It's
of that?
called Wetland.
Wetlands, that's it. But anyway, that map has these creeps right here up in the extreme upper left and upper right, and it's a very hard creep camp for like low HP units. This is the level 9 version of it. This guy is based off Gul'dan. If you know anything about Warcraft 3 lore history, Gul'dan is like a super powerful warlock. The guy is essentially what Gul'dan is, and he is so powerful. If you ever try to creep one of those, they are extremely hard to creep.
Yep, and Quanzi's definitely going to scout this Dragonhawk following him. Wonder if he's with that ward. I wonder if he's going to do anything. Nope. There we go.
He's going to have to come down here and deal with Kenshin's attacking him. Of course, 236 damage, big crits coming in from that Blade Master right on the Beastmaster. There's no way for this Beastmaster to stay alive. It looks like the Beastmaster may go down right here to a critical strike. It's a possibility.
Wow, 244.
Oh, he is
will he get
invisible.
another
Is he
one?
going to be able to get away? Oh, it looks like he's going to be able to get away. There aren't no more dispels, it looks like. There are plenty of mana, but it looks like no more dispels coming in. Go for some ensnares to go ahead and pick off a Spellbreaker. Did go ahead and kill a Priest as well. And these Raiders are trying to move into position here. Up to 4 Raiders, which is pretty good, actually. Going to use those spells now to try to deal with the summons. Going for another Sorceress here.
So close to level 6. He's going to get it
This is
off.
going to be level 6 right here if he kills
One
this.
more unit. There it is.
Oh,
that
not yet,
Sorceress,
not
get it,
yet,
get
not
it.
yet.
Oh, he can't get it yet. He's not level 6 yet.
Level 6 has been picked up now. He doesn't have enough mana for the Blade Storm just yet, but he might be able to kill the Beastmaster once again. Just needs 1 crit on him at this point. 1 crit would kill him, and not going to happen. Going to get invisible, and now he's going to run away. Of course, with a level 6 Blade Master, Kenshin knows he is in trouble.
Yeah, he's definitely in trouble. Oh, man. Did Quanzi ever pick a good position to take that fight? I mean, he lost a lot of Raiders. He's 2 just chilling at the top. He's going to bring him in.
He has 3 total Raiders alive right now, and he can go ahead and ensnare this Dragonhawk Rider. I do believe most likely he might be going for the Sorceress instead. I think it would be a good idea to go ahead and kill that Dragonhawk Rider, though. But looks like he's not going to go for it. Going for the ensnare on the Sorceress. Going to go ahead and kill the other Sorceress with his Blade Master. Willing to use his last Windwalk to do so. And that's kind of important because there are no more Sorceresses on the map than for Kenshin.
Yep, and not a bad trade when your opponent only has 1 Sanctum. He's not going to be getting, because he did kill that the other Sanctum.
Well, he killed
forcing
both
him
of
to
the
make-
original Sanctums. He had to remake a 3rd Sanctum right there. And of course, we do see Kenshin with 1 peasant trying to build an expansion up at his natural, where we saw that stronghold originally, where Quanzi wanted to expand. That is, of course, the human player's natural, and Kenshin now trying to say this is my birthright. I'm going to take it. Sending another peasant up there, going to try to build that a little bit faster. He could use the expansion. He is about to run out of gold at his main. And the second Arcane Sanctum is being built inside of Kenshin's base. The question at this point is going to be, will that level 6 Blade Master be enough to end the game before he... before level 6 Archmage happens, because the Archmage is level 5, but he's only about 20% of the way through that level right now. So it's gonna be questionable. But if he can get mass teleport, I almost guarantee you that he's gonna be able to win the game.
Definitely, but still, right now, it's looking really risky. He's going over there. He doesn't have... I mean, he's going to hit a really good lucky timing with Quanzi being on the other side of the map, but he doesn't really have enough army to do damage.
Well, I think he needs to come over here because he's trying to prevent his expansion from going down. And again, we're going to see, though, it looks like Quanzi doesn't really care that much about this base. All he cares about is that he doesn't get eliminated from the game, I think, because as you can see, he doesn't have a lot of gold, a lot of resources, and he knows he's not going to have a lot of gold. He can't mine comparably to Kenshin at this point, not with the expansion, not with the location that his Great Hall is in, getting those two peons out of there, but he does have pillage. And pillage is going to be a saving grace this game. It has been so far, giving him a ton of resources while he wasn't mining. And in fact, he probably made more resources in this game than Kenshin has, despite not mining with his Great Hall. And I'm not sure if that's entirely true, but I wouldn't be surprised because he has done a lot of damage with those raiders.
Yep, and I mean, does Kenshin have a TP? Yes, he does, and he's probably going to take out that main before he TPs in. At the same time, Quanzi wasting that time trying to kill towers that are in the way. Really smart decision for Kenshin building those towers. That takes time. I mean, I don't really think he cares about...
Walker, and here comes that TP.
Yep, and there goes TP, and honestly...
We might see a Blade Storm, though. We'll have to wait. But if we see a Blade Storm, I think that would be a smart move. Maybe not. I mean, he doesn't have enough mana right now quite on that Blade Master to do a lot of Windwalks and a Blade Storm, but he could do one Blade Storm.
Yeah, and his units are really scattered right now. He's just trying to run away because... if Kenshin can come in, and he's bringing militia too. I think he's trying to push this right now,
well,
and I don't blame him.
That's a bad idea in my opinion.
Is it?
It's a bad idea because when you have a bunch of militia and you have like a ball of units, which I think is what Kenshin's going to have, one Blade Storm is going to kill all of those militia so very fast. And in fact, also as you can see, the militia it takes too long to run to your opponent's base for the militia to actually even happen. So they're just peasants at this point.
Yeah.
And they could have been mining right now. So.
Yeah, that's very true. And Quanzi going up, trying to get that position. I think he's going to run right back into his base and try to fight this off.
Blade
and
Storm,
here
hopefully?
it comes. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised to see it. Oh, is it good to see it?
There it is! Blade Storm getting all of these casters hit right now. Going to see two of those sorcerers immediately going down, a third, fourth, and perhaps two. No, the fourth going to live just barely. But we will see one Spellbreaker going down. That is like 6 units killed with that ultimate.
It was huge.
Probably going to get a 17er right here with this Spellbreaker, and if he does, he can go ahead and just pick off these casters as well. No problem, I think.
Oh, and the thing about casters is they bulk up so much, so just like, it's really timing and positioning when you do hit that Blade Storm, and Quanzi hit it, definitely.
Yeah, that was really well done. And the best part about Quanzi's positioning right now is that if he just waits it out, because it's going to essentially what's going to happen is Kenshin, he doesn't have any more gold, no more gold to mine from. And actually, I think everything I said back about that militia thing, he didn't have any more gold to mine from. I didn't quite realize his gold mine had collapsed at that point. So yeah, that's probably a good idea to use militia because he doesn't really need the wood because he doesn't have gold. And he's in this situation now, so it's like, what does he do?
And I think what Quanzi's going to do is either take a fight or do base trades, because he does have pillage. He could try... I mean, I don't really think he cares about his economy. I don't think he has since he built that Great Hall, you know? I think he might just try to finish the fight.
And we're going to see Quanzi losing a peon up here to this Dragonhawk Rider. He needs to keep this other peon alive. He needs to have at least one living peon. It's going to be a very big disadvantage if he loses both of them. But the idea here that I would say is that if Kenshin doesn't take the fight, Kenshin has to force the fight, I think, because neither player is getting economy right now. And that's the big deal here is going to be that Quanzi is going to have time to recharge his ultimate on that Blade Storm. If he gets another Blade Storm off on this army, Kenshin just doesn't have enough to live through another Blade Storm. And so it's a time. I think Kenshin is definitely on a timer right now.
That's true. That's a really smart observation too. Quanzi going to creep this out. Not much for experience, not really just for money.
Yeah, for golden items.
Yeah.
And he needs to come up this way anyway to save his peon if he can. He knows there's a Dragonhawk Rider up here, and he's going to be able to get it with an ensnare, trying to keep this peon alive. Very, very important to keep that alive. We do have some summons coming in here to harass Quanzi's main, and this is going to be the interesting... This is what we're going to see all game, I think, is just the summons coming in. They're only going to be able to do a few hits because it's such a long walk over here. But I think that's pretty much what we're going to see the rest of the game. From Kenshin is just coming over here, and as you can see, this Quill Beast is actually going to be able to reach here with maybe half of his time life left, just a little bit under that, so he'll be able to get some hits in. But again, the water elementals are only get a few hits off, and actually the Quill Beast is not even attacking right now. It's currently invisible, and it looks like it's been forgotten about. There's a Voodoo Lounge being built up at the top, but again, we do have Quanzi now moving in, and he does have enough mana now for a Blade Storm, so we might see, I don't know if the cooldown's up or not, but it's been a couple of minutes, so it might be back up. He might be coming in here to just get a Blade Storm off very aggressively, and that could be a big issue.
Yeah, it could be Quanzi building a Voodoo Lounge, which is going to be revealed anyway.
Yeah.
But I think he's just using it because he knows his heroes are in a great spot. He knows that Kenshin isn't mining gold unless he's taken an island, which is unlikely.
No, he definitely wouldn't have that because he would know if there's an island, the items would be disastrous for him.
Oh, the items are really good.
Yeah, so you get really good items.
It's a red cam.
Yeah, they're you get the highest level items. I believe you do get like a divinity potion, for example. I think you get 2 items to those creeps. I don't quite remember, but you can get like I believe a divinity. So it's a really good creep camp.
Yep, and that's a good call. He's going to know that there's no expo there. And Quanzi in a really good spot. I mean, he can't kill the Voodoo Lounge because he would have to go
out
of his base unless the summons would never reach that. So really smart play with that Voodoo Lounge. If there comes to a base race, you know, Kenshin's going to have to go all in.
Yeah, and of course that's a situation that Quanzi really wants.
He really does want it because if he hits that Blade Storm...
And here, it looks like it could coming in right now. There it is, the Blade Storm hitting the entire army plus the militia. We're seeing you just drop like flies. Oh, that Blade Master's in trouble as well. Look at that. The Blade Master will go down probably to a crit right here. He does have a dust on that Blade Master, so if he does get invisible, but I don't think there are any sorceresses still alive. A nice healing wave coming in as well on that Blade Master to heal him back up after that fight, taking that damage, and that Blade Master, the Beast Master now taking some damage, going down. Level 5 being picked up by the Shadow Hunter. The Beast Master is dead. Level 7 on that Blade Master. Virtually everything that Kenshin has is dead now. I mean, he's got a tiny little army. Going to lose his last 2 militia right there. And as you can see, that Quilby's coming in doing only, I believe, 45 damage to that Voodoo Lounge. That's not going to be enough. And of course, those water elementals will never make it up there. So without the Beastmaster, Kenshin has absolutely 0 recourse at this point.
That Blade Storm was huge.
Kenshin,
Kenshin couldn't even move his units.
Yeah, he shouldn't have had his units clumped up like that, I don't think. I think he should have had them kind of spread out in a line, which would have given him about the same advantage if Quanzi had came in to attack him at the base, but it would have been much more defensive against the Blade Storm.
Yep, and now he's going to pick up the Spellbreaker really quickly, and you know what? He's not going to leave. This is all that Kenshin has. Kills everything, and we're going to see a quick GG.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the GG right here from Kenshin. Really well done by Quanzi. I mean, Quanzi was the whole game through, and there's the GG from Kenshin, but again, Quanzi the whole game, Quanzi was kind of the underdog in this game, but just doing his best, you know, saying, okay, well, you just won this fight. You won that fight at the beginning. Quanzi lost almost his entire units, and he said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead. I have pillage. I'm going to use my raiders. I'm going to run away, rebuild what I can, give you my base, and then I'm going to come in and try to trade and do as much damage to your base to try to make up for it, use my pillage to try to make up for it, and then, you know, a couple minutes later he's like, oh, you can have my stronghold or you can have my Shadow Hunter. I'm going to try to do some more damage to your base, but again, not killing that town hall, not killing the keep, and just all around, but still just amazing play from Quanzi, because you know, as a player, if I was in his position, I would have never thought that many moments in this game that I had a chance at winning.
Yeah, it was really trade for trade, and it all went in Quanzi's favor. That harass on the peasants, leaving Kenshin with 3-4 peasants at a time there.
Devastating.
Really solid. I mean, he has long distance mining because of the way he built that great hall, but at the same time, Kenshin has no mining. Really solid play by Quanzi, and on a strange map, I was entertained. That was really cool. And keep in mind that these players are familiar with this map.
Oh, it's an old map.
Oh, it is.
It's definitely an old map. It's not. It's one. What's one of the weird things I would say about the maps is that the Chinese scene, probably for about 3 years, they've been doing a lot of custom maps that we don't have in the American and Europe scene. I don't know why that is, because a lot of the maps are really good, and they bring very different gameplay elements that we haven't seen. Not just gimmicky play either. Like the way this map was designed was very much a very big factor in the way this game played out, and on like at Turtle Rock, the way Quanzi played would never have worked on like Turtle Rock, for example, because there's too many routes around the map. You know, Kenshin would have had a much bigger access to the base trading, and it wouldn't have worked out nearly as well for Quanzi. But Quanzi just absolutely using the map to his full advantage.
Yep, and I hope we get to see some more games from Quanzi. It's always good to watch players like Kenshin, but I, for one, love watching underrated, unknown players come in and take maps off pros. It's really nice.
Yeah, and of course, Kwanzi is definitely very, very good himself. And but yeah, there we go. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this. It was a fairly long game, but I thought it was very, very entertaining, and hopefully you did too. So we will see you next time.
Yep, and let us know if you guys like these kind of maps, these kind of weird games, if you guys want to see something standard, and also let us know if you enjoy the co-cast. I know most of you have been enjoying the co-cast for the most part. We definitely want to keep going because
Yeah,
we love each
totally.
other very much. So
It's almost gay.
it's male bonding. It's not gay unless they touch.
Oh, okay. We're gonna end
Okay,
it now.
so
Wow.
we'll talk to you guys
Bye.
later. Thank you for tuning in. Bye now.
Bye.